Many people wonder how professional software developers think and what sets them apart. However, the truth is that there is no secret sauce taught at MIT or Stanford that's missing from the general population. In fact, there are tangible ways to think like a programmer that can make learning to code easier and improve your chances of getting that first job. In this video, we will explore the experiences of many people who have gone from knowing little to becoming successful software developers. To think like a programmer, it's essential to understand that programming involves writing code to solve a problem, whether it's a small or large one. Take Facebook for example. Mark Zuckerberg saw a problem and solved it by creating a large complex software application. Similarly, Google saw that existing email clients were lacking and created their own, resulting in the creation of Gmail. So, let's dive right in and explore the basics of what it means to think like a programmer. By understanding this fundamental concept, you'll be on your way to becoming a successful software developer. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. To be a successful software developer, you need to be a good problem solver. This means that you have to create solutions using code. It's important to think more methodically and have a structured way of thinking about problems. To understand this better, you can adopt the scientist mindset when it comes to programming. Just like a scientist who sets up an experiment and makes adjustments based on the results, the programmer needs to be organized and structured when solving problems. Many people struggle with learning to code because they don't have a methodical way of thinking about problems. So, to think more like a programmer, you need to be more structured in your thoughts. Another key skill that separates amateurs from those who are starting to understand how to think like a programmer is the ability to break down big problems into smaller parts. This is called decomposition. Instead of being overwhelmed by a large project, you want to methodically break it down into its requisite parts. Programmers do this really well. They see a piece of software that does a bunch of stuff and break it down into its components, like the user interface and the functionality. For example, if you are going to build an expense tracker, you need to think about the user interface and what components will be on the screen. You also need to think about what actions the application will perform, such as creating, editing, or deleting expenses. Breaking a project down into its requisite parts not only makes it easier to approach building it, but also helps you see the big picture and decide what features you want to include before you start writing any code. The last piece of the puzzle is adapting this problem-solving approach to your normal thought pattern, which can be challenging. Lastly, you need to think algorithmically. In programming, thinking algorithmically simply means thinking like a recipe. Just like when you cook a meal, you follow a recipe to get a specific outcome, and programming is no different. For instance, if you are making chili Achilles, you know the ingredients needed, such as tortilla chips, onions, simmering sauce, and how to cook them in a specific way. If you don't follow the recipe precisely, the result you get will be completely different from what you intend to have. This is why it's vital to start with simpler projects and gradually work your way up. When new programmers begin coding, they assume that the computer can read their minds and know what they want to achieve. However, that's not the case. To display something on the screen, you need to access the DOM, create an LI element, and add text into it. It's essential to learn the syntax of the programming language and think step by step to achieve your desired outcome. While you can write code to do anything, the computer cannot guess what you're thinking. People think that learning the syntax of the programming language is enough, but that's not the case. To achieve any outcome, whether it's a to-do app or a financial trading application, you need to break down the process step by step, like a recipe. It's vital to think methodically and algorithmically. Remember, all this can be learned by doing. So go out there and start coding. So those are our tips on how to think more like a programmer. And if you need more guidance, be sure to check out our video on how to become a good programmer. If you found this video helpful or have any thoughts to share, please leave a comment below for some useful tips to help you improve. Thanks for watching as always, and peace out everybody.